We tend to equate power with output. We think of creation as an aggressive act, an explosion of energy, a swung hammer, a launched rocket. But physics demands a strict accounting for this kind of exertion. Every action burns fuel. Eventually, the tank runs dry, the engine stops, and the system depletes itself entirely. Over 2,000 years ago, the philosopher Laozi proposed an entirely opposite model of physics. He argued that the most durable force in the universe requires absolutely zero physical exertion. The chronic exhaustion we see in modern society stands from this calculation. We treat power as a finite resource to be burned, rather than an infinite state to be accessed. 25 classical characters record this logic in Chapter 6 of the Tao Te Ching, the foundational manuscript of Taoist thought. The first phrase identifies the valley spirit, or Gu Shen, a state of eternal emptiness that never dies. Contrasting the geometry of a mountain with a valley, a solid mountain stands tall, resisting the elements, guaranteeing its destruction through erosion. Conversely, the valley's low, receptive emptiness inherently captures all descending water and kinetic energy, pooling naturally without lifting a finger. Permanence belongs to the space that receives. The solid matter that resists is always the first to break. The text then introduces the mystic female, or Xuanpin. This represents the ultimate expression of yin, the passive, dark, and receptive principle in traditional Chinese cosmology. We usually think of creation as mechanical construction, bolting pieces together by force. Gestation is an organic process where existence emerges quietly in the dark, without any forced assembly. The gateway of this mystic female acts as a cosmic womb. It is an empty space from which all universal life continuously issues forth. Laozi calls this process the root of heaven and earth. It shifts our understanding of the universe from a machine engineered from the top down to a living organism grown from the bottom up. Consider how a root system functions. It operates in the dark, performing no visible mechanical work, yet anchors the entire visible canopy above ground. The universe is not an engine that was built. It is a living system that continuously grows from an unseen, passive foundation. The chapter concludes with a specific instruction. Continuous, as if existing. Use it and you will not exhaust it. The mechanical reason for this endless supply is straightforward. Because the force is empty, there is nothing within it to drain. A complete lack of forceful assertion means there is zero friction. Without friction, the flow of energy remains unbroken. Drawing energy from a void rather than a finite reservoir bypasses the constraints of depletion. Imagine applying this receptive logic to a modern life. What happens if we stop aggressively forcing outcomes and start creating conditions where results gather naturally? We would have to abandon the idea of strength as a rigid, unbreakable wall. True strength becomes an adaptable, empty space, capable of absorbing an impact without shattering. We are facing a crisis of global burnout precisely because we rely on finite physical exertion. The gateway of the mystic female offers a permanent escape from this cycle. Stepping back and yielding provides a direct channel to an inexhaustible, eternal force.